in Japan, you don't just work with people. Like, you have to build relationships with them first. Knew Zebra for 4 or 5 months before I was invited to the studio. But before then, I had eaten dinner at his house a few times, met his whole family.
This is a movement that touches everybody. And I just got the nod. The nod, like, I see you, sister. I see you, keep it up. Do you know what that does to somebody like me? It tells me keep it going, because everybody is being elevated.
Ridin Durty Radio.
I want y'all to put y'all hands together as we welcome him, Mr. D. Hockins.
1 2 1 2. Greatly appreciate being here. Ridin Durty Radio, man. Thank you. I don't take this as a little thing at all, man. This is your platform. I overheard you say an hour a day for 14 years.
No. Yeah, hour ride.
Right, an hour ride a day for 14 years. And you allowed me to access the platform that you've been building for that long, man. I really appreciate it. When I used to engineer out here, and I used to finish with jobs at like 3, 4 in the morning, I used to listen to this radio station on the way home.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did, seriously. And I used to say, man, I wonder what it takes to get on there. Well,
hey, man, you know what it takes? Having dope music.
Yeah, I appreciate it, homie. I appreciate you spinning the record too. I had no idea you were spinning the record. So
actually, when you sent it to me, and I read your bio,
yeah,
and I listened to it, because a lot of people don't believe people listen to music. Most people listen to what you pay them to play.
Right.
If not, they'll just play the artist they know.
Right.
Well, to me, and I stand behind. I'm gonna live and die by this independent thing.
For sure.
And I tell people all the time, I pride myself in what I consider having the best independent music in the world.
Well, real organic followerships are built on the backs of cats like yourself. You know what I'm saying? People that give independent music an opportunity to be heard. Without people like you, man, I mean, it ain't enough money in the world to buy yourself real fans. You know what I mean? Real followers. When I first started doing live performances, I used to be very, I guess I could say like Manila with it. You know, people say, oh, it was dope, blah, blah, blah. You know, so, oh, man, I appreciate it, move on to the next person. Now it's not about that. You know what I mean? Now it's about, if it's a female, honestly, noticing what she wearing. You know what I mean? And commenting on it. Asking them where they from. If they're from where you're at and you've never been there, maybe you make some conversation about what's going on locally. You know what I mean? I feel like the first 100 people in the front of your show are probably going to be people that you know personally, you have some kind of personal connection with. So I guess it really comes down to personal connection. Even if I only get to talk to 3 of maybe the 10 people that want to talk to me, as long as I actually personally connected with that person.
It's kind of like being a politician.
It's absolutely being a politician. It's shaking hands and kissing babies, going block to block, standing on your stump, telling people why they should care. Like that's literally what it is. Same thing Malcolm did, you dig? Like you know, it's block to block, man. This is me, this is what I represent, this is what I'm about. Most people ain't gonna care, but those that do are the ones that bring others.
The ironic thing, because with the internet, you have access to find trillions and trillions and trillions of artists, and I thought now we'll be in an era where people will be more inclined to find the new.
Right.
But it seemed like they're lazier when it comes to finding the new, as opposed to, like, dude, I find 3 artists a day.
Right.
And that's just via email, and I'm like, who in the hell, how they get my email? Right. Like, to me, when people are like, man, all the music is whack, or it's repetitive, this, that, and the third, and I'm like, man, like, all you gotta do is turn your computer on and search, and skip the artists that you know, as opposed to what you know.
The reason why that stuff keep coming on the radio is because people keep listening to it, fam, and it's okay. You know what I mean? That's why I adopted the understanding that, you know what, man, that's not for me. So I'm gonna go support what's for me. And I kind of started the whole movement of, like, you know, stop waiting for famous people to tell you what to care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2016, fam. You know what you like, and if you like it, support it. You know, but what I found was that it's not about what people like. It's like it's about what people like that other people like. You know what I mean? Like, people when you talk about building fans, and I could go on about this forever. When you talk about fans, Fans want to be a part of a community of fans. You know what I mean? You know when they become your fan and then they go online, they look you up, they come to your shows and different things like that. If they don't find themselves a part of a wider community, they become distant supporters. They go from becoming straight up fans to becoming people that say, "Man, I really hope that's I'm not coming to the show, but I really hope you have a really good show." This is the first time in history that everybody has a fan base. You know, every last one of us got a group of people that we want to like us, right? You know, so we want to provide content to them that has like social viability, and we want them to like it because them liking it makes us feel better. So if I like this artist and I share his music and none of my fans like the fact that I like his music, eventually I'm gonna stop posting his music because it's not feeding me the way that I need it to feed me. So they'll go back to posting a fight video, you know what I mean, or a cute cat video or something like that, or you know, I'm eating, look at what I'm eating, you know what I mean, this type of thing, because that makes them feel good. It's absolutely an extension of our self-esteem now, you know, online. I tried to fight it off for the longest. You dig what I'm saying? I did, but truth be told, man, it is now an absolute extension of who we are and our self-esteem. People liking us in public, people liking us online. You dig? You know, and again, I try to fight it off for the longest, but it's the truth. We want people to care about what we post, man. You ain't ever posted something fire and then go back, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
And ain't nobody said nothing.
Hey,
and you like, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like we don't. It's like we don't have the respect for like the discovery process.
I had a person on my job one day ask me, and they're grown, they're in their 30s.
Right.
Like, hey, so what's the most amount of likes you ever got off of posting? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know. But they was like, I've got over 100 likes on the post. And I'm thinking, like, why are you in your 30s with kids knowing your top post of all times? Like, that makes no sense.
But that's because you have not accepted that people are now using their online life as an extension of who they are seriously, like for real. You know what I'm saying? It's like asking how many numbers you pulled back in the day when we went to the
club.
Right, exactly. Yo, how many numbers you get? You know what I mean? And everybody pulling out their little sheets of paper. Yeah. Like it's the same thing. Like it's akin to that.
Ridin Durty Radio.
Miss Detra White. How you doing?
I'm like, what's going on with this?
You basically go to small businesses and bless them.
I do. Small black businesses in particular. Started July 27th of this year in East Point. I was driving down the street, returning from the airport, and took a kind of a detour coming back from the airport. And out of my peripheral vision, I saw this small business that said, "Cupcakes make you happy." And it was I knew I was in a predominantly African American part of town, and so that was no surprise. But it was eerily too quiet on a Sunday evening, and I thought, wow, there are a lot of businesses on the street, and it should be a bit more bustling. And so.
Whoa, can I stop you?
Sure.
You said a bit more bustling? Did you say bustling?
Bustling.
What is bustling?
Okay, we're gonna have to spell that together.
B-U-S-L-I-N.
You lost the T.
Yeah.
Or bust. B-U-S-T-L-I-N-G.
Yes.
Bustling.
Now spell it
L-I-N-G. Yeah.
Now
Now
spell it
together.
I ain't gonna do it. No, I'm bustling. What is bustling? I've never heard the term bustling.
Okay, so it's
Busy.
Yeah.
You know, vibrant, lively, action, bustling.
That's my hip hop translator.
I know, I love it.
I mean, really, he's an old translator.
He can spell well too.
So what are you saying about my spelling?
You left the T out. So a couple days later, I came back and I shined an iPhone on the owner. Went Facebook Live for the first time, learned it in the car, and shined it, and I said, tell me your story. Because I knew, having owned small businesses myself, I knew that all they needed was to some attention drawn to them. They had a great product, cupcakes. I mean, they have a cupcake called Tall, Dark, and Handsome. I said to the owner, tell me your story. And 4 minutes later, her life changed. Their life changed. Husband and wife owned it. They had always been online for 2 years. They had just opened this storefront for 2 months. And they were doing a lot of business locally. And their business overnight went national. Now, I have a blog called liveyourawesomelife.com. And I have about 250,000 people who care about what goes on in my spirit.
Whoop, whoop. How many?
250,000.
Whoop, whoop.
I instantly realized that there was something measurable and beneficial to bringing attention to the small business. And so I went, less than 2 weeks later, I went to Clarkston, Georgia.
Okay.
And I came upon a small business, and his name was Gator. Gator owns a barbecue and soul food restaurant. Now this is on a Friday evening around 5 o'clock, and he's sitting in his small store alone. I saw his barbecue trophies on one end, and he's alone in his barbecue shop, and I knew that's not he didn't need or desire to have an empty shop. What I didn't know, he's in his mid-30s, the father of 6 children.
Whoa.
I walked in there and I said, I introduced myself and I said, Mr. Gator, this worked once, and if we're really lucky, it will work again. And I shined an iPhone on him, went Facebook Live for 4 minutes, and today people all over the world know his name.
Gator.
24 hours later, after him telling his story online, he ran out of food. The following day, he ran out of food. People drive from 5 states to come and taste his food. We created a very organic experience, showing the action of me sewing in and giving him an opportunity just to tell his side of his business story. And so we have repeated this time and time again, and millions of people now have been blessed. The number one word I hear from people out there is this movement, which is called putting your money where your heart is, has inspired people. We have people who are thinking of starting businesses, now will start businesses. We have people who are thinking of closing their doors who will stick it out another day. So it's great. And what the most beautiful thing is, we have all the optics are on Atlanta. We're doing something really incredible here. And it's just going to grow and grow and grow.
My grandfather was a business owner.
Awesome.
And I tell people all the time, I was raised in a cardboard box. My family, we couldn't afford a crib. And my grandfather had a convenience store, and my grandparents watched me, so they put me in a
solo cup box.
No, actually it was a solo cup box. And I used to stand there and just look over the box and watch my grandfather ring up customers. And then as I got old enough to walk, I walked around with the little pricing gun. But I always was inspired by watching him. And then as I got older, I found out that the building that he had the business in, he didn't pay any money. He paid for the land, but he bartered the building of the business. Like he was good at something, then he got someone who was good at laying bricks. But that inspired me.
Yes. You were lucky because you saw your grandfather, or was it grandfather?
Yeah, grandfather.
You saw him take that on. And so I think it starts being able to emulate or see it happening all around you. You know, people come into Atlanta all the time. They go to the airport and they're like, all of these Black people employed and they know that many of them are entrepreneurs. There's something insightful and inspirational about seeing that.
The one thing I learned in all my business ventures, even all the way down to the radio show, that a lot of times they tend to be personality based. And even if you start off slow, the business might survive or go based upon people who like talking to Detra. Like we're going to go in there and we're going to play billiards because we know Detra's going to be there, so we're going to go give. It's not necessarily we're giving this billiard place our money, we're giving her because we like what she's doing, her charisma, her aura, her karma, everything about her. So we choose to give it to her. But the moment you go do something else and hire someone, the business would tend to go down.
You see me writing checks to Gator or buying 100 meals at Gator or paying for equipment at the cupcakery or paying for the rent at the beauty supply salon or buying haircuts for the police officers in the county at the fadeologist. That's me taking the profits from the book and sewing them into the business. The book is called This Is My Story, But It Is Not My Life. Written along with 31 other women, and it was just a cathartic way for us to share our personal stories and tell how our faith brought us through a difficult situation. So there are 7 chapters.
Okay.
7 chapters: betrayal, family and relationships, starting over, death, very difficult subjects. And what I needed to get my story out, and I was unwilling and unready to do it alone. So I invited some of my closest friends in on it, and it has been very successful. The last ambush was a week ago. This is a movement that touches everybody, and what makes me most excited is the men who, you know what they do? I was in the house on the park the other day in Grant Park, and I just got the nod, like, I see you, sister, I see you, keep it up. Do you know what that does to somebody like me? It tells me keep it going, because everybody is being elevated. That's exciting.
Steve Focis, and this is my street 16. Time don't wait. Mistakes gone by, never mind those days. Never let no man design my praise, cause even though my style defines no craze, I'm aligned in a cage. In defiance, I was raised to behave. Working on the fire like a slave for some J's. Depending on the government, cradle to the grave. Land of the free, B. Home of the brave, see. Had an epiphany in 03. Making it can never be all me. Money, power, respect, I want all 3. In the backyard crib, I want all C. No neighbors, I don't see haters. Upgraders, motivators, they suck, no non-laters. Sound man, push fader. Detroit native, creative. Your mama's favorite. I do it for the love, do it for the dough. All in attendance, I sell hope. And I'm running for office, cast your vote. And if you ever had a dream and you knew me, it didn't die. It lives through me because I am weak. I was in the military. That's how I arrived in Japan. I was lucky enough in Tokyo, city of 20 million people, to meet a cat that threw parties. Okay?
Because a Japanese man.
No, brother. Right? Literally what happened is my homie Q, who's from Detroit also, got casted in a Japanese hip-hop video. As the story goes, I was not there, but Q was also an MC. As the story goes, after the video shoot, Q was sitting in a car smoking out with one of the biggest Japanese artists. These guys want to freestyle, they want to rap and freestyle, so Q throws in one of my beat CDs. From what I understand, 20-30 minutes into the freestyle session, people start asking where these beats come from. Q says me. Q invites said artist to his next event that he was throwing, because he was a party promoter, and invites me to the same event. I get to the event, all of a sudden meet the biggest hip hop artist in Japan at the time, which his name was Zebra, or still is Zebra. In Japan, you don't just work with people, like you have to build relationships with them first. And so, like I said, I met Zebra. I probably knew Zebra for 4 or 5 months before I was invited to the studio. But before then, I had eaten dinner at his house a few times, met his whole family.
So he was more open to the family than the music?
It's just how they are. Like if they gonna do business with you, like they gotta see you drunk. Okay. They gotta kick it with you for a minute, and then once I guess they figured I was cool, then he started inviting me to the studio. That was the number one question that I would get as I moved in the music business. You made us, God. Like, are you famous? Because that would tell them how to relate to you. You know what I mean? They're forward. So after that, it was, why are you in Japan? How long will you be here? When are you leaving? Do you like Japanese girls? Do you like the food? When are you leaving? You know, because they're excellent ambassadors of their culture, but they don't like for you to hang out too long.
Hi, it's me with no disguise. Life is hard, but I'm alive. Never sold drugs, but I am dope. So if you would buy, I suppose you and me about to watch my nose grow. No Pinocchio, no strings attached to my vocals, but I do hope though my flow don't fall on deaf ears, cause I am not so. I overdose on feelings I hate the most, trying to teach myself how to cope before I snap like a can of cocoa. My past got me in a chokehold, having flashbacks like a photo. This track is wax, I put flame to it. Wake up in the morning, relax, could live my life pretty as me. Ain't none of these niggas as gritty as me. Come here, hit it and see. Open the bag, give you a potent 16, take a whiff. I bet you agree, this ain't no regular weed. This is exotic, this is melodic. I'm looking for a consumer, like that red dot. You are my target, I'll make you shot with me. I'm trying to hit every market. Your mind blown, Tatra seafood, eat you shrimp, crab, lobster, that's light. You the type of boss bitch would never wife. Portraying a nigga life, I'm the type real niggas wife. I am the chef, you can get left or proceed to get it right. We just different, you talk more, I just listen. I want change, you want fame. I mean business, I pass surface, digging a root, but I'm no dentist. I mix flows, create my own, but I'm no chemist. Learn to be a woman from a few women. Got lemonade with a few lemons. God made no minute. I speed past your stuck ass, no limits. Only speak on my real life, I am no gimmick. Jesus, take the wheel, cause I am so driven. I will shatter the scope with those with no vision. Visionary, Kama Sutra, a missionary. Put myself in different positions, becoming legendary. Heartfelt, passionate, born in February. My presence is no mystery, I am black history. Fight to be treated equally, straight bars, no sympathy. Lot of pain, turn good energy. No handouts, lot of praying and God listening. So put respect on my name when you mention me.
Hey, you forgot your ball.